once again, thanks for tuning into my channel. I appreciate all the questions that I've gotten through private messages and other means. Thank you for the support and feedback. Thanks to that, of course, you'll continue to get more of this type of videos about what can you do, what options do you have, repairs, upgrades, and so many other things. With that, I just wanted to introduce the latest entry of audio to my Millenia. Basically, everything was stock. Everything was just the way it came out of factory. Some faulty speakers in the back that I was able to troubleshoot, and while I was actually stripping apart and putting everything together, I was able to, of course, test the fact that the rear speakers were bad, the wiring was correct. Now, I took the time to review and go over many brands that would fit into my vehicle. Now, I really like to stick to one brand. I have seen good results by mixing brands, which is okay, nothing against it, but just in case somebody would ask me, hey, what are you running into your car? And for me, it's easy to say it's a Rockford system. Then we can get into details as in for size, power, and so on. But at least I want to make clear that it is a Rockford, or it is a particular brand. So this car so far, after doing so many reviews and going over the specs, I actually found that Rockford actually do offer a variety of speaker sizes, RMS for the beginning, middle, and high end. And I wanted just to keep it simple here. And as you can see, I'm running 1 amp. And the amp of choice today is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the R600X5. It's by Rockford Fosgate on their Prime lineup. And right off the bat, I am blown away with this little guy. Now, for a 5-channel, it is somewhat larger than my Alpine PDX V9, but so far I'm liking this one better. This one, even though I'm waiting for speakers to go to the front, just for what I've actually made the connection so far with the rear channels, I am blown away. Simply blown away. And even though it's actually 600 RMS times 5, the birth sheet right here is actually giving me a good 746 total when it was actually tested at the factory. Now, this thing is sleek. It has a gorgeous flat black, and it has some glossy parts to it. The connections, as you can see, everything here is easy accessible. And the reason why I actually set it up like this is because easy to read, wires are in the front, and the connections are dead on spot. Very nicely configured, very good. With this package, you're going to get, of course, the amp. You're going to get the remote punch level wire, and the knob itself to control the bass volume on the subwoofer. So far, that's what I'm waiting for on this car. I ordered a subwoofer. It's on its way. It's the factory Mazda subwoofer that came with this vehicle, which will be actually changed by for Rockford 8-inch. I don't know which kind yet, but the subwoofer that is coming will actually come with a plate to mount on the top or the end of the back rear deck. And I also picked some of the Rockford 6x9 speakers. Those were 150 RMS each, and I'm just going to tell you that those are amazing. They're not component, they're 3 ways, and I just didn't want to drill anything. Like I said before, I just want to keep it simple. Now, this setup so far, even with 2 speakers, I am blown away. The highs are very high, they're crisp, the bass is nice and tight where it should be. It's not overkill, nothing of the sort. Today I'm actually using monster cable, oxygen-free cables, and that's what I've always used in my last 3 builds, and I am extremely happy with those. I ran out of speaker cables, so I'll be buying another spool for the front ones, which, as you can know from back here, I'll need probably more than 1 spool to get to each one of my front door panels. The RCA cables that I'm actually using today, let me see if I can read them. They're actually Cable Direct, the Pro Series. Now, I was a little skeptical about it. This type of cables. I bought 3 sets, as you can see, 24 karat gold end. This is the Pro Series. And when I was taking the seats out of this car, I was, right off the bat, I was a little skeptical about engine noise, because on my Mazda 606, the whole car, bottom, side doors, I took the seats out, the whole car is just flooded with electrical cables. And at first I did get a little bit of alternator engine noise into my speakers, and that was unavoidable. But right off the bat, this one, I get 0 engine noise. With or without the engine, I have nothing. This thing is crystal clear. And so far, yes, I'm going to continue to, route the speakers, the speaker wires to the front, and I'll be also selecting Rockford speakers to the front components. This car has the option of using 6x7, 6.5 with the converter that comes with it, or take the converter out and go with a straight 6x8 or 6x9 if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out once I take the panels off. And so far, I am extremely pleased with what I got so far. I was not expecting this type of sound. It's just breathtaking, outstanding. Rockford, this is my first time actually trying it out myself, and I am just simply bored by it. I would definitely do another Rockford build if I can, or if I'm ever asked to do a system for a customer. Definitely this is something that I would choose. For the head unit, we're going to move over to the front of the car. I'll show you exactly what I picked. The factory radio was actually completely taken out. I am going to show you what I have in the front. I'm not going to do any audio testing here for YouTube regulations. I don't want to get any strikes or any type of copyright strikes or anything of the sort. But we're going to move to the front, check over the radio, the head unit. We're going to also see the new speakers in the rear deck and call this a video. I will also take you along to the front speaker repair exchange, my apologies, when I do make the purchase of the speakers and they do get to my house. So I'll take you along with that. I am not going to bore you guys with wiring or anything of the sort. I'm just going to put the speakers in and show you the sizes, speaker selections, and so on. So let's actually move over to the front and show you what this is all getting power from and the good signals. For the back, the speakers that we chose were the 6x9 Rockford, and these are 3-ways. Like I mentioned before, this is just amazing, the sound that I get out of them. The center console, of course, the subwoofer will be arriving soon, and as you can see on the other side, the other pair of the Rockford speaker. Now these are 3-ways, 150 watts RMS, and these are some hungry speakers. However, if you feed them with the proper power, you'll be blown away just like I am. I'm gonna obviously show you when the subwoofer arrives and the installation, and then put this rear deck back together. Alright, as promised, I'm going to go over a quick review of the head unit. This is the Pioneer AVH-X5800BHS. And one of the things that you're going to see here is the display. It's a gorgeous display. This is very clear. I simply just love it. The colors can be changed. Everything is perfect. You can actually mirror what you have on your iPhone, if that's what you use, maps and apps into the display, if that's what you're into. I did it with my 3600, if I'm not mistaken, on my green Honda, and it works quite well. The interface, let's actually touch a little bit on the interface. Very friendly. I simply just love it. Right off the bat, it has Bluetooth, which is what many people are going for. It does have the option for the auxiliary cable if that's what you're into. It also comes with a remote control, and you have the option for a rear view camera if you're reversing. All those, of course, are sold separately. This is a fantastic unit. I'm still trying to get used to it. Spotify, Pandora, Bluetooth audio, just in case you want to stream anything from your phone itself. It is Android friendly, and this actually has a sliding front screen for DVDs that you want to play or any type of media, CD based. And as you can see, it just comes out. It is outstanding. When you're done, of course, press the button and it will close. Outstanding. Now let's go over a few of the configurations that we have here. I'm still working them out. Some of them are still grayed out for me. But as you can see, camera settings, so on. Of course, the background, illumination, theme of the clock. The settings for the audio. Not much going on for the media, but as you can see, it's something that it's there for you just in case you want to set it up for DVD or DVI-X, VX, I'm sorry. And basically, if you've been using Pioneer for the past 3 years, the interface has remained the same. A few changes here and there, but other than that, the interface is just the same. Very responsive, very good. I like it. Out of 10, I would simply give it a 9, 9.5. The other fraction of the score, I'm not going to give you a perfect 10 because I really haven't spent too much time with it. I've been on this unit for the past 2 days. So far, just for the audio quality, I am just going to give it a 10. Interface, I'm going to give it, of course, a 10. It's very easy. I don't know if it's the fact that I've been using Pioneers for so long that I already know but like the back of my hand. As in for upgrades, these actually do come with a firmware upgrade. So far, this is what I like. I don't really like to do much unless, of course, you want to update maps if you have a navigation system. This one is not. But other than that, this is what so far it's on the Millenia. So far I am happy with this purchase. It was less than $300. So if this is something that you want to, of course, give yourself or someone that you like that enjoys music, this is a good choice. Of course, it handles telephone calls. One thing that I did notice about this unit is you can have multiple Bluetooth devices at the same time. However, you can tell the radio which one to select. This is actually awesome, just in case you have other people in the car and they want to play their music. You can simply just make the quick change here on the interface. The maximum you have is 3 devices here, and so far I only have 1. Like I said, I've only been with this unit for about 2 days. Other than that, it does also come with a microphone for you to have your telephone calls. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but so far that's where the microphone was installed. That's where I usually do the installs for the microphones, and I'm happy with the reception. So this is it for this video, guys. Hopefully you like it. I will actually be tidying up the trunk. I'm going to cover that plywood board I use on the back for the amplifier. I'm going to choose, of course, a charcoal trunk liner. And I'm also going to do a plexiglass. I'm also going to bring over a power distribution by Rockford. I'm just going to put it all together and bring you guys along with the build. But so far, I was not expecting this much quality sound out of this whole setup. So it might be the combination of multiple things, but so far, hats off to the RCA cables that I purchased. A link to the description and the item itself in the description box. Eventually, I'll put them all together for you. They were not expensive at all. They were about 15 to 20 feet. I'm not exactly sure. Something else that I want to go over with you guys is the battery on this car is on the driver's side. So the route that I took was to take the power line and the remote wire onto the driver's side, and the RCAs, of course, on the passenger side. So far, I'm not getting any type of alternator whiz sounds or engine feedback through the speakers. So I'm very pleased with the build so far. But thank you for tuning in today. Subscribe, share. Questions are always welcome. I will give you the best of my ability to give you the best answer I can give you with the given resources. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon.